This week, I have been reflecting on leadership in Ghana. On Monday, I talked about the code Ghanaians pressure those in leadership positions to live by. And it does not matter if the leadership is in the context of business, politics, sports, or even the church. That code says the leader must put on airs and take full advantage of his position. And so, for instance, the leader cannot carry his own bag or briefcase. In church, the pastor's Bible is carried for him. We insist that our leaders put on airs and demand to be served and take full advantage of their positions. To put it bluntly, we lie down for our leaders and expect them to walk over us. This morning, I want to continue with this theme of the codes for leaders in Ghana. Let me call him Jude. Jude is the CEO of a bank. In his early days as the CEO, he chaired a meeting with his executive management team. The executive management team was made up of all the heads of the various departments in the bank. Jude, a firm believer in the adage, wisdom does not reside in one person's mind, believed in consultation and teamwork. He believed that his job as a leader was to tap into the knowledge, experience, and insights of everyone around him, and then from their input, discern the best course of action. But he was in for a shock. He presented a situation to the team and asked the members for their input. It was a very important issue that could define the future of the bank. There was an uncomfortable silence as people shifted in their seats, but nobody spoke. Finally, the most seasoned among them, a man who was also the closest to the CEO, because they were in school together, spoke and said, "Boss, what is your position on this matter?" Jude said, "My position on this matter does not matter for now. What matters is what you, as my executive management team, think." The seasoned head of department said, "Boss, it will help if we know what your pleasure is, so we can back and support you." Jude said, "That is not how it should be. You are to speak to the matter and advise me on what you think is the best way forward." But he was wasting his time. Everybody hedged around the issue. Nobody said anything substantial because they were afraid of stating a position that might go against the position of the boss. And that is another code for the Ghanaian big man or leader. Nobody working with him or under him disagrees with him openly. They may think and know that the boss is wrong, but nobody around him will point that fact out to him. Instead, they find ways of making the boss feel that what he is doing and what he has decided are the best anyone could come up with. Because of this tendency in Ghana, most Ghanaians in leadership positions have no idea that they are not doing well until they are out of office. A classic case is that of our own Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. About 20 years ago, one of the people who was with him in exile in Guinea granted an interview to a radio station here in Accra. In the interview, he talked of how, in exile, Osajifo related to those who were with him. He said Osajifo insisted on eating with them at the same table and engaged them on any topic. He treated them as family and friends. One day at lunch, according to this man, Osajifo asked them why the coup that toppled him had been popular with Ghanaians. Osajifo said he thought Ghanaians loved him and loved the leadership he was giving them, and so he did not understand why they had embraced the coup with so much joy and celebrations. It was then that for the first time, Osajifo heard that the going had been hard for the people and that there was suffering in Ghana under his regime. He said Nkrumah was shocked. He got up and retired to his room and did not come out for the rest of the day. Why did Nkrumah not know the situation on the ground? Answer: because nobody around him, some of whom knew exactly what was going on, would tell him the truth of what was going on when he was in power. A lot of our leaders think they are doing very well because those around them give them that impression, when in reality, they are messing up big time. And if anyone tries to let them know the true situation on the ground, the others will gang up on this renegade and silence him or frame him as the enemy within and destroy him. It was terrible in the days when there was no independent private media in Ghana. But even with private independent radio and television stations, the situation has not improved that much because the code has not changed. The leader cannot be told the truth, especially if it will not flatter him and his leadership. So what is happening now is that the media houses that applaud the leader are branded objective and professional and are rewarded with ads and appearances and interviews. The media houses that are critical of the leader are branded opposition mouthpieces, and the people around the leader tell him that he should not take anything they say seriously because they have been bought by the opposition and are doing the bidding of the opposition. So those media houses are ignored and attempts are made to cripple them, and people around the leader make sure that the leader never hears what those media houses say about him. The code not to tell the leader the truth if it does not flatter him is enforced ruthlessly by those around the leader. And anyone who breaks that code is cut off or punished. It is that simple. Because of this code, it is dangerous to attempt to speak truth to power in Ghana. And because of this code, every leader must understand that he is in the dark about what is really going on and what people think about his leadership.